my friends, and welcome to another week of Midweek Empowerment with Bishop. I am super excited. And I know you can't tell, but I am. I'm dealing with this tooth thing. Oh my God, I just left the dentist, and they told me, "Hey man, it ain't 3 to 5 days. That's the worst of it." She said it takes 4 to 6 weeks. I said, "Whoa." And I go back to what I said on Sunday that the pain of recovery is still better than the pain of unresolved issues. So that's where I am. This is the week leading up to my 28th celebration as the pastor of St. Paul Church and our first family celebration. I am so excited. I am. I got two persons that I love deeply coming. Apostle Aaron McNair, Senior, and Bishop Derek McRae. And I'm looking forward to both of them. And I hope that you will join us for this time of celebration, this time of looking to the future while thinking about the amazing present that God has us in. I started in January something called Bishop's Masterclass. And what's been real interesting about it is how it has impacted me. So this week is the last session for the second cohort. So I start another cohort probably in March. I think we've got our 25. If not, we're very close. And I start our next cohort, not last, our next cohort probably in March. I'll probably do it every month. Unless it's just stuff I'm doing. But what was so interesting about last week was it triggered some things. I'm talking positive triggers now. It really kind of inspired some things in me. And so the next 2 weeks, what I want to do with you all is I want to talk about this whole idea of the building blocks of my present success. Just lessons I've learned over not only my 28 years, but lessons I've learned over my 38 years, going on 39 years of ministry. And then just lessons I've learned from my mother, my father, from my mentors, from the women and the men who have impacted my life that I believe is impacting my life now and ensuring that I can do the things that I'm called and created to do. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 2. You can write it down. Proverbs 3:2 says, "My teaching will give you a long and prosperous life." I want you to grab that. My teachings will give you a long and prosperous life. I'm a firm believer in the power of Proverbs and its impact on the shaping of women and men to become what God wants them to be. I read Proverbs every year for the last 30 years in the month of January. And I've called my church to read it with me. And anybody who wants to walk with me, I challenge them to read Proverbs. And one of the most amazing chapters in Proverbs for me is Proverbs chapter 3, where there's so much wisdom dropped on, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not to our own understanding, honor the Lord with the best that your land produces. It's so many memorable, meaningful passages in chapter 3. And so that's kind of what I've built this on. So I want you to hear 5 things today, and then I'm going to get out of your way, and then we'll come back next week and do the other 5. All right, I'm going to do 5 today. Again, Midweek Empowerment is not long. It's 15 minutes, give or take. And it's really designed to kind of drop nuggets, to inspire you to think, to reflect, to become a critical thinker. That's one of my goals in life, is to challenge people to become critical thinkers. So I hope that you'll share this, and particularly with young adults, but that you'll share with all of your friends, your relationships. I really want to reach more people through Midweek Empowerment. And so I need you who watch to help me to reach the world for Jesus Christ. Again, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 2, "My teaching will give you long and prosperous life." If you live long enough and have enough success, you will eventually develop a system that has created that success. Watch this. If you live long enough with the evidence of success, and I'm talking about external and internal, talking about not just material possessions, but more importantly, inner peace, inner joy, inner fulfillment. If you live long enough, you'll develop a system, an approach. I'm a process guy. So you'll develop a process, right? And it's work for you, and it can work for others. Now, they may have to take it, and your kids adjust it, and and shift it, and whatever the case may be. But what I've discovered is that there is a process, a system that is attached to success. Because we're Christian, we believe that it is grounded biblically, but it is also experientially. It's also organically, right? So I need everybody to get this. If you live long enough and you have enough success, you will eventually develop a system that has created that success. That's a principle that I live by. That is my principle. That you have to endure your mistakes, and you have to endure your impatience, and you have to endure your tendency to rush, to want to get there quickly. But if you live long enough and you have enough success, it is because you've developed a system, a process, an approach, a way of doing things that creates that success. And I have come to understand that in a way that I've never understood it in this last iteration, last season of my life. I've come to understand how important it is to know your system, your process, your approach. And see, most people don't have a system. They don't have an approach. They just wake up every day, they throw a mud against the wall, hoping it gets better, hoping it improves. But what they don't get is that there's a system, there's a process, there's a way God wants to do it. Behold, I have made you, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Behold, I've made you a new creature. Old things are becoming old, and all things are becoming new. I've made you a new creature. 2 Corinthians 5, 17. Behold, you are a new creature. You are a new being. How did you get there? Old things had to pass away. How did you get there? Some things had to go. How did you get there? Some things had to move. Behold, I'm doing a new thing with you. Okay, you can see it. It's happening already. Isaiah, you can see it. It's happening already. Joshua 3:4. You have never been here before, so you must hear the instructions of the Lord. You've never been here before. You have never been in this season. So as you begin to understand that this is a new, exciting place for you, you've got to begin to develop a system. One of the ways you develop a system is by paying attention to the systems of others, the processes of others, the experiences of others. Okay, so let's jump right in. It's going to be very, very quick, right? It's going to be on the screen, but it's going to be very quick. Here's the first one. Your system, which is a set of beliefs and practices that you consistently employ. Let me make sure I back up and say that. Your system or your process is a set of beliefs and practices you consistently employ. Number one, I stay correction ready. Make sure you get that. I stay correction ready. Proverbs 3, 11 through 18. Proverbs 3, 11 to 18. I stay. My system for success begins with the fact that I stay correction ready. Now, I can manage feedback. Don't get it twisted. There was a season I didn't manage feedback well. There was a season where I didn't receive well. There was a season where I rejected it. But what I started to understand, the more I read Proverbs and the more I started seeing God put me in new places or different places, that I had to learn. So you don't learn if you do not operate from this principle, embedded in that. Every situation is a teachable moment. Don't miss it. According to Proverbs chapter 3, 11 through 18, every situation is a teachable moment. So I stay correction ready. I stay ready to be corrected. I stay ready to grow. I stay ready to try. I stay ready to be open. I stay ready to be open. Why? because every situation is a teachable moment. In everything, I can learn something, even things that I don't like. Like this tooth thing, it's hurting right now. But here's what I learned. When I went to that lady today, when I went to Dr. Maria, and she told me that the 3 to 5 days was the worst of it. She said it takes 4 to 6 weeks for it to completely heal. So I had to back up and readjust expectations and understand that the pain is not the message that something's wrong. The pain is a statement that I'm moving towards wholeness. Whew. The pain is not a statement that something's wrong. The pain is a statement that I'm moving towards wholeness. And that while I'm struggling with the pain, that which caused pain is out. And all I'm doing is recovering. I learned that from this tooth episode. Extracting a tooth taught me a valuable lesson. The pain of recovery is still better than the pain of an unresolved issue. You got to stay corrective. You got to stay correction ready. That involves two things. That involves humility. Yeah, it involves humility. And it involves transparency. It involves humility and it involves transparency. Here's the second thing. That's part of the system. This process of becoming successful, this set of beliefs and practices that I consistently employ or that I've learned to employ over the years. And in my 28th year pastoring, this has become really important to me. I trust and submit to experts. I trust and submit to experts. An expert is somebody that knows it better than me, that understands it better than me. And I trust and submit to experts. I don't try to pretend that I know everything. I'm not trying to be the smartest one in the room. I'm not trying to be the one who impresses everybody. No, I'm trying to do the best I can. And there are times when I'm in rooms with people who understand it, know it better than me, and I am simply learning how to do the work. I'm learning, as the president says here, Gene Union, I'm learning the business. But that's in everything I do, even at our church. You know, I walk in a meeting and I'm the senior pastor, but I'm saying to them, tell me what you guys hear. Tell me every meeting I start, I ask them, what are you hearing? What did you see yesterday in church? What are you picking up? What are you discovering? What are you discerning? I'm learning how to better manage every aspect of my life by being accessible and available to other people and their views and their insights and their thoughts. You got to trust experts, which means you got to build a relationship where experts are in your midst. Whoo, that's good. You got to build a relationship where people who are experts in what you're trying to do and trying to become are in your midst. You have to stay open to people who actually can do this better than you right now. This is important. Here's why. I understand my limits and I embrace others' ability who are excellent and efficient. Two things. First of all, is I understand my limits. I know I have limitations, right? I know I got limitations. Here's the second thing. I do not live in tension with people who are experts, who have the ability of excellence and efficiency. I don't live in conflict with people. I've learned to control. So I've become appreciative of people who know what they're doing. Are you getting this? I've become appreciative of people who know what they're doing. And I've become grateful that I now know what I'm doing too, that I know what I'm doing now, that I know that I'm getting better at what I know what I'm doing. I don't even know what that was, right? I'm telling you, here's what's really deep. Some of you are in a much better position than you've ever been because you're hanging out with people who are willing to talk to you. It's that rhythm of learning. It's that rhythm of being a sponge. I understand my limits. And so because I understand my limits, it doesn't drive me into depression. It moves me towards experts, towards people who teach. The Bible says that we have many fathers, but we have few teachers. If you look at the Bible, Jesus had these disciples and he taught them. He taught them. And when he transitioned, they were able to take leadership and they mentored another group of people. This is really about mentorship. That's really what it's about, right? It's about mentorship. So every time you're ready to get better, you got to go learn. Every time you're ready to grow in the spirit realm, you got to go learn. Every time you're ready to develop a new set or a new set of skills, you got to go learn. Okay. Number 3, I build relationships with destiny in mind. Joshua chapter 2. I build relationships with destiny in mind. I think I'm going to close with this. I build relationships with destiny in mind. What does that mean? John Eric Guns. Joshua chapter 2. I'm gonna go to it. Joshua chapter 2. Please share this with other people. All right, here it is. Verse 1, then Joshua sent 2 spies from the camp with orders to go secretly explore the land of Canaan, especially the city of Jericho. When they got to the city, they spent a night in the house of the prostitute Rahab. The king of Jericho heard that some Israelites had come that night to spy out. So he sent word to Rahab, the men of your house have come to spy out. Some men did come to my house, but I don't know where they were. I don't know where they're from. And they left sundown. So she's covering them, right? Watch this. So they left her alone. And so she basically makes a deal. She says, I know the Lord is giving you this land. Everyone in this country is terrified of you. We have heard how the Lord dried up the Red Sea. Now swear by him that you will treat my family as kindly as I've treated you and give me some sign that I can trust you. Did you get it? She basically says, I need you to cover what I love. And my relationship with you is because I believe that if I connect to you, you can get me and my family where we want to go. Because if we stay in these existing relationships, we're in trouble. I'm closing this week, and I'll be back next week. Ray, remind me, we're doing this thing on building blocks of my present success. One of the most important things I've learned is that you build relationships with destiny in mind. Relationships are intentional, and you deposit into them, and you build them with intentionality. There are certain people I know I have to interact with because they can help me get to where I want to go. You build relationships with intent. You do not build relationships out of desperation. You do not open yourself up to just anybody. You are consistently intentional about where you want your life to go, and you build relationships. And I teach this all the time. This is nothing new. This is who I am. Relationships I build with intent. And I only bring people on. Like my assistant here at the School of Theology, I've known her for over 30 years. Trust her. Trust her. Sharon is my assistant. It is my executive assistant. Trust her. Absolutely. Brought her back because this season needed her. Co-pastor and I needed her. The 2 assistants that I have for these assignments are people who I intentionally chose because I trust them. You got to have relationships that you build with destiny in mind. If I want to be successful, got to have the right people. Okay, so that's it. Share. This content is too amazing not to give it away by sharing. So go share. Sunday, it's going to be stupid. It's going to be crazy. You need to be there. Let's pack it out. Listen, I got this desire for 28 converts on Sunday to go with my one of the year. 28 people baptized, or a combination of both. Catalyst, get to work, because you still got some people that ain't been baptized. It would be amazing to be able to baptize 28 people, or to see 28 converts, or to see a combination of both. 28, that's the number. 28. Oh, I would love to see that. That would be amazing. All right. I love you guys so much. Pastor Ray's coming on to give you some more information to nudge you to be with us Sunday, and to give, because we have Cash App now. Woo. So you can give. If you was in church, you would give. So go ahead and act like you're in church. Love you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, Midweek Empowerment. We'll see you next.